We're good to go.
Set. All right, welcome Nottingham for the Monday, June 2nd, 2025 Board of Selectmen meeting. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So we'll move right into the meeting. We'll look to approve the manifest, accounts payable for 5/27 and payroll for 5/27.
Make a motion to approve the accounts payable for 5/27 and payroll for 5/27, 2025.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, look to approve the
5/27.
Sound check, sorry about that.
There's a little
to approve the public and non-public meeting minutes of 5/19/2025.
Is there any?
Good.
Everybody's good? I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, public minutes of 5/19/2025 and non-public minutes of 5/19/2025.
I will second that motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Okay, head to Board of Selectmen reports. So assigned boards, committees, or departments. Tim didn't have anything to forward me from anything he's done, unless anybody's heard from Tim.
Okay. Recreation department's doing well. The sunshades are up. Anybody wants to come down and help spread some bark chips, mulch? I'm sure they would be happy to accept any volunteers. The sunshades out back
Oh, the sunshades, I like it, good.
are up and installed.
When are they doing that?
They're already done.
The spreading? Oh, the spreading.
They're spreading
Okay.
as we speak,
Okay.
and there's still quite a pile out there. I think we had, was it 100 yards of chips?
Wow.
Delivered, so it's a
lot of chips.
lot of chips to get spread out. And they've done a pretty remarkable job of doing it so far.
Excellent.
It's looking good.
And I know the space, their office space has come along nicely. It's looking very nice and progressing right along.
Excellent. Planning board met this past Wednesday, yeah, whatever it was, last Wednesday, I guess. I was unable to attend as well as any of the select board members, so I have to catch up on minutes and stuff on that. CIP, we do have people, so now we just got to plan a date.
Good. I don't have anything direct for, that's not going to be covered in Ellen's minutes for the highway department.
Budget committee has not yet started to meet regularly, and I checked in with Chief Fawn Woodman, and she said there's nothing newsworthy to report.
Excellent.
Oh, good news.
That is good news.
Quiet little spring so far. I think that's everything there, so let's move right into the town administrator report.
Things are moving along positively with the beach reopening. Huge thank you to John Decker for assisting to get the swim lines in, and to Steve Welch and Charlotte Fife for taking care of the opening and closing of the beach gate. Recreation's new space is coming along nicely. Jim Kelly and David, I'm sorry, I don't have his last name. They have done a beautiful job creating a custom counter and a printer workstation for the rec department for their shift into the conference room 1 space. The floor was prepped today for carpet installation, and that will be completed by this Wednesday. And they have a new door going, carpet in conference room 1 for the,
Wait, isn't this one now?
well, this is meeting room.
Okay.
Yeah, we changed it all together.
Okay,
Unless you decide to call it something else, but as of right now, it's meeting room to just not keep things
sure.
further confusing. So the carpet install will be finalized on Wednesday, and then they have a door that's being installed going into their existing office space, which will now be a storage area, and that will take place on June 16th. So their official moving in process is probably going to start on Thursday, where we'll start shifting
This Thursday? Oh,
this Thursday. The highway department's been busy dodging raindrops, and when they have been getting rain, they've been over here completing the site prep for the paving of the walkway to the playground area, and that is going to take place, I believe, in the next 2 weeks. I think June 19th is the target date. Don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So the paving of the walkway will take place, and then it will just be a matter of beautifying the rest of the area, edging along the paving and adding back in the perennials that have been taken out during the site prep. Instrumental in moving the recent delivery of wood chips to the playground area. They showed up on, I think it was the day before the school was going to be using our parking lot for their field trip pickup and drop off location. So they made that disappear in a hurry so that it wasn't congesting the parking lot further. So thank you to them. And they also were able to move it up here, so it's going to be a lot easier to spread. I think they've actually made pretty good headway on spreading the chips around, but the new shade structures are also up, so make sure you take a look at them. As you've got daylight, so those will be extremely beneficial. Their road grading continues, and the first application of magnesium chloride is showing signs of positive effect. A great section of View It in action is on Priest Road. It's really packed the road down very well, so they were able to grade it, roll it, and then apply that magnesium chloride. So what it does is it smooths out the surface, and it's a great dust control measure as well. So he is going to be using it on the heavily traveled roads.
is this on dirt roads or regular roads?
Dirt roads.
And this is
Magnesium chloride.
magnesium chloride.
He is probably not going to be putting on the lake roads just because you don't near waterways. I don't know what the effect would be. I'm not.
Is it some kind of salt is something, I don't know.
Yeah, chloride, it must be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the chemical properties to it, but that's obviously they're not receiving the same amount of travel as roads like Ledge Farm or Poor Farm. So those will obviously receive treatment. I actually think Ledge Farm has already received it.
I don't think so.
Okay. But they are working on that as they're continuing to grade and roll and then apply that. Engine replacement on the 2015 Mack six-wheeler that went out of service last summer has finally been completed, and that truck is scheduled to be back in service tomorrow.
What truck is that?
The 2015 six-wheeler,
Six-wheeler?
six-wheeler, yes. And just to formally announce it, I put out a request for bids for the painting of the exterior of the recycling center. That has been posted on the town's website. I've given them notice to post up there. It's on the New Hampshire Municipal website. I've actually received probably 4 or 5 inquiries on it already. We're looking for somebody to paint the exterior of the recycling center.
Paint? Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry, I missed
Paint. Bids for that will be due by 3 p.m. on June 12th, and depending on what the pricing comes in at, it will likely be something that's acted on at your meeting. I assume that it will probably be over $10,000.
Yeah, most likely.
Unless there's a really good deal out there, but, so that deadline will give us ample opportunity to kind of do a pre-review and have it on your agenda for action on the June 16th meeting. I don't have any action items outside of what's already part of the regular general business on the agenda. And just to go through the general correspondence that's been received in the Board of Selectmen public comment email. We received an email from Jean Reed on May 20th looking for the use path manual associated with the 2025 reval. This document will not be, it's actually a very voluminous, it finishes in a binder of multiple hundreds of pages, talks about how the properties are assessed and where they came up with the new assessment. So this will not be ready for publication until after the revaluation has been completed, probably in the fall. So we will have that posted on the website. Right now, you can go on and you can look at the one from the 2020 revaluation if you just want to familiarize yourself with it. But so we did have a request for that, and again, that will be posted when it's complete.
I'm sorry, Ellen, could you Could you just tell my ignorance what USPAP, the acronym stands for?
Principal, it's the Uniform Standard of Principal Assessing
Oh, sorry, yes,
Practices.
okay. Thanks.
I've probably got the acronym
Okay.
off, but
All right. Thank you, sorry.
You're welcome.
I have no idea.
SRPC, which is Stratford Regional Planning Commission, emailed us on 5/21, just to let us know that regional planning commissions, their funding has been cut from the state budget. So
Ooh,
that is devastating, but if you want to read more into it, you can read the email if you haven't already. These are just informational. Another email from Stratford Regional on May 21st. They are offering a public facilities assessment training on June 13th, I believe. It's in the correspondence folder. I'm just inviting any municipal officials that might be interested. It sounds like it'll be a pretty good training measure to identify additional facility needs. So I will see if I can attend and maybe if anybody else wants to as well.
Yeah, I was gonna see if I could attend that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Blair Haney, also from SRPC, is our rep, assisting with the master plan update committee. And he sent an email on May 27th, just notifying us that the survey is now out. There is a link on the town's website for what Nottingham residents would like to see for the housing opportunity and planning update chapter of the master plan. So if you haven't taken a look at it yet, it's a pretty detailed survey, but it's getting a lot of information from the public. So
that's good to know. I'm glad it's highly, that's a great location for it. Thank you.
you're welcome. New Hampshire Municipal Government Affairs team put out their legislative alert on the state budget. New Hampshire Municipal Association did their news link of 5/28/2025, and the reason why I brought that to your attention is because there's a lot of upcoming trainings and webinars that are being offered that are coming up. So I just wanted to make sure that you're taking a look at it, and if you want to sign up for anything, just please let either myself or Nancy know and we can get you signed up. There was an email received from Shelley Tennis on May 28th regarding our handicap bathroom, which is the one when you now enter into the foyer. There was question about ADA compliance related to the grab bars that are installed and the door closure. I have looked into it with Dale Sylvia, who is our building and code enforcement officer. We did confirm that everything meets current ADA compliance, but the door does seem a little bit heavy. And obviously I can see where it would be difficult with somebody, especially trying to operate it from a wheelchair. So I have a company coming out to install new panic hardware on the gym doors. And I'm gonna have them take a look at the closure and see if we can make an adjustment to maybe the weight of the door. I think that the biggest thing with the ADA compliance is it has to have a 1.5-second delay before the door closes to allow, but again, that doesn't mean that the door can't be, tweaked for ease of use. So we are looking into that. I did provide her a response. I'm not sure if you had a chance to read it or if you have any further comment that you would like to provide back to her.
The only thing I thought potentially is if we have to look at putting some kind of automatic opener on it.
Mhm.
I don't know what the cost of that would be.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I have no idea. Yeah, it would be nice.
I mean,
I also
then
think
again, if you have that, I guess there's, because it's only a single stall bathroom, so you don't want somebody on the outside pushing and opening it while they're in there.
Well, they can't push
Yeah.
it out because it's an open out.
Oh, well, whatever, pushing the button
Yeah.
for the outside.
Well, I would hope that if it was locked, that lock.
Yeah, right. There
Yes.
must,
Yes,
there's
right.
gotta be some kind of lock.
So the other part of that is where that was originally the ladies' room when we had stalls in there.
Mhm.
That was considered ADA compliant, but the door, because it was stalls, we could actually leave that door open, so that wasn't a question of the element. But the men's room in existence, that also has an ADA compliant stall in it as well, and that door doesn't need to shut. But because we are identifying it as an ADA compliant restroom, we need to make sure that we have the ease of use as well, the compliance end of it, so.
I also think one of the things that restroom solves is if you have a trans person,
Mhm.
that solves that whole dilemma of which bathroom to go in. So I think it's a great asset.
And it also has the family changing station in it too, so.
Which is really nice. I don't know how recent this is, but it says it costs between $2,000 and $4,000 to install an automatic door opener. Just so FYI.
Yeah, so in the meantime, we'll see if we can get it
Yeah,
tweaked a little
It
bit.
is hard to
and then
navigate
Maybe
with,
it's
yeah.
something we can add on to the facility plan for future.
Mm.
The town clerk's office emailed, she had received a call from a resident that was asked to leave the beach because they didn't have a valid facility sticker. And Alana, the deputy town clerk, wanted to just make it known that the stickers for 2025 were red and the 2026 ones are blue, even though they still state 2025. What they are is they're supposed to fall in line with the inspection sticker color. So if you have a red or blue municipal facility sticker, then you are considered valid for access to both the town beach property and the recycling center.
In other words, you don't need, if you have just a regular inspection,
Nope, the stickers that you need to get into the beach or the recycling center,
it's the same thing, right?
they're the same color as the valid inspection
Right.
stickers.
Which is nice, because my windshield replaced and I gotta get a new one.
Right, it's the same color as the little sticker on your license plate as
Yeah.
well.
And the big one on your windshield.
Mhm.
That's good.
Under other correspondence that's been received, New Hampshire Recycles is formerly Northeast Resource Recovery Association. They're the ones that handle all of our recycling efforts. They have rebranded to New Hampshire Recycles. Obviously, the name is a little bit more fitting. They are the recycling conglomerate for the state, for all municipalities, and they're working in the best interest of the recycling program held here in the state. So, New Hampshire DES issued, or we were copied on correspondence from the Dam Bureau regarding Pawtucket Lake and Drowns Dam. I will summarize this the best I can. This is kind of like an internal memo between the water division and their chief engineer. DES conducted a May 2nd, 2025 inspection of Pawtucket Lake Dam System and issued an inspection notice identifying significant structural deficiencies, erosion, vegetation overgrowth, seepage, and maintenance lapses. The dam system may be classified as a high hazard structure and its current condition is rated as poor, indicating serious safety concerns. New Hampshire DES recommends urgent repairs, vegetation removal, debris clearing, and updates to the dam operation, maintenance, and emergency action plan. Regular monitoring and possible reconstruction may be required to comply with state safety standards. So obviously, everything is being monitored and they're working behind the scenes to make sure that they're addressing any issues, but because it is located in our town and obviously affects our primary water body, we'll be copied on this.
A small detail, on June 14th, the PLA is having their annual meeting, and Corey Clark, the person who wrote that letter, is gonna be addressing that, so if you like, anyone wants to come, it's open.
Thank you, Steve. So June 14th, PLIA will be meeting and Corey Clark, the engineer for the dam, will be present.
Yeah.
Um,
He's the guest speaker.
DES also issued a letter regarding Drowns Dyke. In summary, DES conducted a dam safety inspection of the dam and dike system. The inspection identified deficiencies leading to a poor condition rating and a likely reclassification of all structures as high hazard. Key issues include structural concerns, vegetative growth, erosion, seepage, debris accumulation, and outdated maintenance and emergency plans. DES urges prompt corrective action and ongoing monitoring to ensure the dam safety and regulatory compliance. So again, these are all affected. SRPC sent another email on 5/28 regarding their municipal dues. They send out this appropriation based on the town's population. It was based on the 2023 survey of population. And that appropriation was calculated out at $6,856.18. This was originally part of the planning board's proposed budget, but it was removed due to having to make the 4% tax cap. So we actually don't have funding for being a dues paying member to the SRPC. I am going to plan per their letter to inform them that funding was not appropriated unless otherwise advised. I don't know if you want to look at the budget and see if you can find that, but.
So I did ask the lady at SRPC that presented to us.
Mhm.
I emailed her afterwards. Actually, sorry, it was presented at, was that a planning board meeting? Must have been a planning board meeting. And, because I didn't want to bring it up in front of planning board, but I specifically requested, what does membership actually mean for us specifically? And she said she started drafting something when I saw her for something and hadn't finished it. I still haven't seen anything, so I don't feel horrible if we don't become a member.
What's this for?
The Stratford Regional Planning Commission to be a dues paying member.
Oh, that's,
It gives us 2 seats of voting membership on their board meetings for active involvement. In addition to that, there are certain perks like the land use law books that come out annually. Those are usually included. They're covered. Outside of that, they're about $100 a piece. We usually order them for each planning board, zoning board member, just to be updated with the local land use regulations.
Right.
There is a list of perks that I think
It's supposed, it has to do, some of it has to do with some of the grant work. But,
We
what
still
she
have
was saying,
access.
huh?
We still have
We
access.
still
for
have
Right, we
banks.
still have
yes.
access and all that. Actually, I'm a little surprised that, I guess I'm assuming that prices will probably have to go up with them anyway because of the state funding is lost.
Right.
But yeah, but it's, all I did was ask for a simple, what do we get out of our membership? Just be clear so that I can say recommend or not recommend. At this point, I can't do either because I don't know. So,
Okay, so I will reach out to Jen at SRPC.
Yeah, it was
I
Jen,
know
yeah,
that
it was
Jen
Jen.
is, okay. And see if I can get that information. I remember seeing correspondence from a few years back where they kind of outlined the same
Yeah, I
scenario when there
remember
was a
that
question
too.
as to whether or not we were going to continue to fund it.
And I think there's a discount on services as
right,
well.
right.
few other
There's a
things.
discount on services, but really, how much and whatever, it's just, it was not, that's all I was asking for. Is like,
Right,
what,
no, I know, I would tend to, I would like to look at it further, like you do too, because we don't live in a vacuum, and I do like the idea of having votes on a regional planning. I think that is potentially has a lot of value right
Mhm.
there, but
Especially
but
with the.
we still have
planning
one,
board
we still
membership
get
too.
one person, actually, we still get people going, but they just don't get to vote.
right.
Right.
And they do, for example, on the master planning, participate, they send folks for that, but that's our contract.
The master plan is internal for us,
well, I'd be interested in seeing that information too. Yeah.
Okay, so I-
Well, and then the breakdown of the new costs, because
Yeah, it's gonna
it
go up.
might go to the point where
right, exactly.
Membership
If we-
may be
if
the
there's
cheaper
gonna be-
option.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
the a la
Yeah,
carte
because
might.
right now they're adjusting it based on
Because
the
we're-
CI index, but
Mhm.
if they've lost the state funding in addition to that,
Right.
it could be a significant increase that we're looking at.
Right, because I think it starts either July 1st
Yeah,
or
their
June
fiscal
1st.
year.
Right, okay. So,
Okay, Courtney, our recreation director, has sent a memo dated Friday, May 30th, and it's regarding Marston Farm Recreational Area. The FONPAR, which is Friends of Nottingham Parks and Recreation, is actively pursuing a land water conservation fund grant that will help. What she's done is she's provided you with a memo to digest over the next 2 weeks, as well as an updated conceptual of what they're looking to apply for. It was too soon for her to really come forward to this meeting just with the public being scheduled and short notice, so I suggested that we could put this on as an agenda item and again, allow you time to digest and formulate some opinions on what you would like to see for conceptual plan for Marston. What she's done is she's taken the one that was drafted initially when the ball fields were put in and mocked it up a little bit. So there isn't an active Marston Recreation Subcommittee like there was in the past. So ultimately it would be upon your advice as to how you would like to see it proceed.
Did she give you
When
any
was the
idea how
deadline
much?
An application.
I believe it's coming
Soon.
up in the next couple of weeks.
So do we have time to wait?
Letter of
Okay,
intent
that
is
was
June
my-
28th.
June 28th for the letter of intent, yes.
Okay.
Did she give you any idea how much the grant was for?
It could be just depending on what.
What they're seeking.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. But I didn't know if we're talking about, 10,000 or $500,000.
I can make sure that she's prepared to present that to you on the 16th.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Any
Yeah.
free money's willing to, we should be willing to grab,
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh, yeah,
no matter how much it is.
even $1.
Oh, yeah,
Free
I
money,
think my
free
point is
money.
just, how ambitious can we be?
As long as somebody's willing to write it.
Right.
And lastly, we got an email from Charlotte Fife on behalf, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so the Friends group, they have some grant writer.
Now to reach out to you for,
I think there's, wasn't somebody on budget committee or something that,
Or
there's people from, the people at the library.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
yes,
Yeah,
Amanda
Alexa
Stevens,
Stevens.
the assistant
Okay,
director.
so yeah, I'm just
Interim
trying
director.
kind of,
Yeah,
even if it's just review.
And then Charlotte Fife on behalf of the newsletter committee emailed on May 30th. The next newsletter deadline is coming up this Friday, June 6th. I'm preparing something to put in there, but I didn't know if you had any topics or announcements that you would like me to include in this next edition. Because we all know that communication is key, and this is a great way for us to.
Mine was in my mailbox when I got home today.
the beach
This
is
is the
open.
Charlotte- the first edition.
It did, it looked nice.
Thank you. It was a little slim, but
It's all
we're
right.
getting there. We're getting there.
It's a start. So did you have anything in particular? If you would like to email me over the next couple of days as I'm kind of compiling thoughts and quick updates on stuff that's happening around the town office.
And then when do we, if the deadline is there, when do you expect it to be?
July 1st, it should be in mailboxes.
Okay,
But
that just makes a difference to like what we have coming up.
It's
Yeah.
gonna
For
come
town
in
stuff.
July and August.
Exactly, yeah. It's a little tricky. But definitely the changes in here, and if we're gonna invite people in to take a look at some of the
And we'll have
reconstruction.
the National Night coming up
Yeah, we're all
on
set on
August
Yeah.
5th, so that would be a good time to kind of
Oh, to open
announcement
up.
out there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
open up for a community event.
That's a good idea.
Should write something about the alarm walk.
Too late.
It'll be after
Yeah.
the fact.
For the, so, no, I mean, for
After.
what, like a recap.
A recap?
We're moving on.
It's June 7th.
Yeah.
The deadline's June 6th. This is how we think it's gonna happen.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I know, it is.
And
It's
the
a little
talking
tricky.
rain,
Oh,
again.
I can't believe it.
All right, so that is it for my report this week.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and you have public hearing at 7 o'clock, so we're right on
Yep.
time.
So it is for the PREPA grant award acceptance. So at June 2nd, which is today, at 7 o'clock at the Nottingham Community Center.
I had 7:15 on the
Yeah, it
agenda.
says,
Oh, no.
it says 17 on the thing.
Oh, we're gonna have to hold on.
We gotta wait, we
Gonna
gotta
hold off
wait.
here.
Wait, time out.
Oopsie.
Can I read the other one?
You can read them, but that one's not till
That one's
7:30.
not till 7:30.
We're not doing,
Apologies. days.
The appointments yet?
Okay, Matt, I just want to speak on that one. I know that master plan committee.
I can't even let you speak on it because we're not doing it for another
15 minutes
13
already,
minutes.
Steve.
Oh, I think we got it too. I think we were doing the parking instead.
Can't do that until.
We're gonna run through, we can't even do the parking one is at 7:30. The PREPA one will be at 7:15. You get to hear me read it again. But what we're gonna jump to is assessing. We'll move through that pretty quickly so that we can at least get that accomplished. So somebody want to start with assessing?
Go for it.
Make
Make
them-
it easy today. You and Charlotte.
I'll make a motion to approve the warrant for the yield tax levy, map 76, lot 2.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I'll make a motion to approve the certification of yield tax assessed in the warrant of yield tax levy, both for map 32, lot 18.
And I will second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And motion to accept the certification of yield taxes assessed for map 32, lot 22.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And to approve the intent to cut wood or timber on map 32, lot 18, lot 22, and lot 23.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And moving along, acceptance of warrant for yield tax levy, map 32, lot 22.
Second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. And how about a certification of yield taxes assessed and a warrant for yield tax levy on map 32, lot 23.
I will second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we have an abatement request for the 2025 interest waiver on map 6, lot 15.
And I will second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so assessing's been completed. So for reviewing action items from last meeting, we still had the voluntary change of address for the Raymond Road. It says it's ready for action finally. I think we can accomplish that in 10 minutes. All right, is that in?
All right.
Somehow we are live on channel 22.
Sundays.
Wow.
Well, hello, Nottingham.
Oh, I did see that up there.
Interesting.
It just popped up.
It did.
I didn't even saw you looking at
We
it.
just-
A little bit of a delay, but
I don't know where it's recording from because we're clearly streaming from YouTube, so.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a
there
creepy.
you go.
No.
back.
But it's nice that the pictures finally.
Yes.
That was well,
No.
No, still decorating.
actually.
Okay, so we have two application for a voluntary change of address. This is due to the new subdivision that's going in across from Nottingham Sand and Gravel. The application is to go from 209 Raymond Road and 215 Raymond Road to Spruce Peak, respectively. So not much more to say about that. This was, their frontage has been changed onto Spruce Peak, so that must mean that the first building permits have been applied for the new subdivision. And with that, they were just trying to get ahead so that they can get their numbers in and then they can start getting all their mail and yeah, they're just gonna turn the mailboxes. There's not a whole lot to it. It's just,
You're actually doing a lot of construction there.
right, but their driveways don't even come down onto Raymond Road
really?
anymore. They've been
Relocated.
consumed by the new access road and placed over there. So is there any discussion? So This would be map 69, lot 19, map 69, lot 16.
And that's a motion, I'll second it.
So I will let somebody make a motion. We can do one at a
You want to
time.
make the motion? Or you want me to make the motion?
I'm gonna make the motion.
All right,
So
so,
you get the paper in your hand.
all right, I make a motion that, application, for change address from 209 Raymond Road to 3 Spruce Peak for emergency responders to easily locate the property is approved. Map 69, lot 19.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And I will make a motion to approve the application for change of address number from 215 Raymond Road to 2 Spruce Peak for emergency responders to easily locate the property. Map 69, lot 16.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Okay.
finally take care of
Good,
that
that- get
one.
off
So,
Get off our list, it's been on there for a while.
yeah, since December. So that's
Wow.
done there.
Quite a road up through there.
Boy, yeah. Huh?
I haven't driven all the way up there yet.
And
Yeah,
I like it, the road's much better than nothing.
within the small amount of time we have remaining, I was going to look for general business.
You can bring it up for discussion. You have the ability to, I mean, it's within your authority if you would to waive based on the poly discussion, but it is not the applicant's request to waive the fee. It's just, you know,
Correct.
what Skip Severance is
Right.
asking
Right.
you to review.
Just looking at the time we had available, we can at least
Yes. I think
approve
we should.
this
Sure.
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
approve this.
We have 6 minutes.
So we have the special event license for the second annual Purple Hope 5K. This is a pancreatic cancer walk run. It would be going, the event location would be Flutter Street, Dwight Road, Deerfield Road. The event date is October 5th, with approximate times of 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. I mean, I believe I had very good attendance last year and with 0 issues that I can. At Deerfield Road, and then I think back down Flutter Street back to the,
Highway garage.
correct, the high garage. It starts and stops at the highway department. So those are the ones along here in the hall, correct, Ellen? Which haven't been updated since
2011.
2011. So a lot of, between developments, different things have changed. They would just helps highlight where things are for questions. How long do we hold the public hearing open for?
You didn't receive
Comments are
any
done.
I
correspondence?
did not receive any advance correspondence.
Application procedure review.
And did Skip had something about letting a butter, I'm not sure how we worded it, sorry.
If the regular board meeting schedule permits. He's saying, it seems to me that the abutters and affected parties should have been listed as part of the application process and involved in the approval process. Involvement after the fact seems to be too late. What happens is when you have an event that comes before you, which would be the larger events, because technically myself and the affected departments can review and issue permit for events with expected attendance of less than 100 per day. Anything over and above that, it goes on your agenda for action that evening. We don't do any official notification from anybody that may be impacted by the event. All we do is we give people the right to appeal your license, which you've already issued it, so then you have to retract